Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. My dogs are outside. There's me. Oh, there's Pearl. Maisie's that black lump in the back. Hanging out in the winter backyard. Good morning, it's Barbara. I already did that. Haven't had any of my coffee yet. I woke up with a tiny little bit of a headache. Felt like a caffeine headache, you know. Medicine. I'm having my medicine. So you get my medallion on this mug too. Because left-handed, my arm was hurting in the middle of the night. I actually knit quite a lot on my Malin yesterday. Definitely making progress. When last you saw it, it was just connected. And now, it's not very, it doesn't seem like very far, but now there's the lace panel in the front. I did a lot more than this, but I got to that cross. There's a double cable, and I didn't like the look of it. I thought I messed it up, so I tinked back 3 rows at least, and they're over 200 stitches while I was watching the Great British Baking Show. When I finished the Great British Baking Show and Nora went upstairs, I re-knit it with nothing to distract me, and it looked exactly the same. So I hadn't done it wrong. Very annoying. I'm about ready. This is where that is. It was the hole. I wasn't expecting that hole. So I'm getting ready to do my next row of cable. I'm about halfway to splitting for the sleeves, I think. Halfway on the front. So I have probably about this much more to go, and then it'll be time to split for the sleeves. It's my intention to be split for the sleeves so that I can just knit during our Zoom call on Saturday. Our Zoom call Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, so my intention to work on my Malin sweater. The yarn makes me happy, I have to say. The color. The yarn is very nice and the color is delicious. Today I'm wearing my Trove sweater. It's just a crew neck pullover. She says, just mosaic. I do not remember the designer of this sweater. I will look it up and put it on the screen. But it's the Trove. And it is the only sweater that I knit from a pattern from Pom Pom magazine. Now, I got Pom Pom for quite a few years. So I got annoyed with that episode, that volume that had all the wrong size models in it. And then that just annoyed me, and so I stopped my subscription. I had only made one sweater out of it, although I had wanted to make the ranunculus. I think it was the ranunculus, except I couldn't find that one. I have since found it. Maybe it wasn't the ranunculus. Maybe that was another one. Anyway, whatever. I made one hat, one shawl, and one sweater out of all those magazines. Now I got a lot of pleasure from the magazines until they annoyed me. But it's similar to the Lina magazine, is like very expensive. Although the Lina magazine was more expensive than Pom Pom, for sure, when you subscribed. Anyway, so this is the Trove. I made this, the main color is a sock yarn that I got from Celestial Strings. And all the different colors are the leftovers from when I made my exploration station. So these are colors I had already put together that I liked, that I based off of the old fresco paintings from the churches that I saw in the Museum of the Catalonian Museum, or the National Museum of Catalonia, or whatever, in Barcelona. All the ancient friezes have these colors: a blue, a red, a gray, and a kind of a ochre. And I noticed in the Picasso Museum, which is also in Barcelona, that he went through a period where a lot of his paintings had those same colors. And I'm sure he painted in Barcelona, which is why they have a museum of his work. And he was probably inspired by the same friezes that I was inspired by. So that's where those colors come from. So this sweater matches my exploration station really well. So if I get chilly when I'm wearing this sweater, I wear my exploration station. So there, so the Trove. And that's about it. Yesterday, I don't know, I didn't manage to do too much. I did make dough for crackers, and I will be making the crackers today. I strained up a little bit, but it doesn't seem straight. Oh, we made more tonic base for the tonic that Dennis makes me. So we did that yesterday. And puttered around, and Aura and I finished season 5 or whatever they call it of the Great British Baking Show, the one that Sophie wins. Spoiler alert. We just finished 10. I mean, that was from 2017. If you really wanted to watch it, you would have watched it, right? Okay. I won't do that again. Sorry. Or loved it. So we may be doing 6 tonight. We may be doing something else. After that, I watched Enola Holmes. Now, the second one is already on Netflix. When it first came out, I thought, oh, I'll watch that because I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan. And then I didn't. I get in these weird moods where, anyway, for some reason, I didn't. Something about it turned me off. I didn't watch it. But the second one came out, and I know that people liked it. So I thought, well, let me watch it. And I don't know why I didn't want to watch it, because I obviously didn't even start it. Because it was engaging from the first scene. I really enjoyed it from the first scene. As soon as she was on and talking, because she does some talking to the camera, that, I forget what they call that. I was engaged. So I didn't even watch the first scene when I rejected it all those, last year or whenever it first came on. So funny. But anyway, I enjoyed it a lot. I suspect Aura would have enjoyed it too, but she was in bed. And I was sitting there re-knitting. Well, that's not true, because I re-knit with no TV on so that I could make sure I did it right, and it turned out exactly the same. Oh well. It sits right here. Right here. It's got to be right. I have a little wonky place in one of my my raglan sleeves. I got off. I don't know. It was weird. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to keep clearing my throat. I don't know what that's all about. I'm going to see if I can find it. But I decided, I'll be able to fix that. Well, I fixed it as best I could. And then I'll be able, well, see, and now I can't even find it. So I fixed it pretty well, I guess. Well, I think it was in here. Maybe. It's a little wonky in there. It's a little whatever, but that is in the back. So even if I could have found it faster, I'm not going to worry about it because it's in the back. I won't see it. Is that weird? I mean, nobody would notice that. Well, I'll have to see when it's on because it might be stretched open and there's some wider holes. But nobody would notice it. Not even you guys would even notice that. And it certainly wouldn't pass the galloping horse test by a million. So I kept going. But that first lace piece at the very top, right under my face, that had to be right. That had to be right. So I'm not sorry that I tried to fix it. I am sorry that I wasted my time because it came out exactly the same. So that's the beginning of the lace pattern in the front of the mailer. And I switched, which, so I told you that the lace pattern, she has two charts. And the only difference between the two charts is there are two 2x2 cables right next to each other. And in the two charts, one is a left-leaning cable and, and the other one is like this. So I switched which one I was doing because I thought maybe that was pulling it further, but it didn't make any difference. So anyway, whatever. But I was enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying knitting with that. And I'm enjoying knitting, and that's fun to be enjoying knitting. But I'm up late again today. I just don't want to get out of bed. But I was laying there thinking about, I need some ways to get myself to be sketching a little bit more. And I had come across like an Instagram account that had daily prompts for, watercolor painters. And so that's what I'm going to look for, somebody who's doing like a daily prompt for sketching or watercolors or something like that, just as a exercise. Just as an exercise. I thought about looking for like a calendar, like one of those daily calendars that had a sketch a day. And then I forgot when I was in a store that might have had it. But now that I think about it, I'm more likely to find it online. So I'm going to look for that. See if I can find something. I don't know. I have this glob in my throat that I keep needing to clear. Excuse me. Very annoying. It would be more annoying if I didn't keep pausing you. It's very annoying for Pearl. She's got to sit here and listen to me. Anyway. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm making crackers today. I'm going to put her around the house. I'm going to clean up the kitchen a little bit and, that kind of stuff. But I'm going to look for something, either an account in Instagram or a calendar or a book that will give me daily prompts. Just an idea. Do a tree, do a bird, do it, I could do my own. I already just did two off the top of my head. Anyway, I'm going now. My Trove. I hope you're doing well. Please take good care of yourselves. And thank you for the ideas for shows for Aura and me to watch together. I appreciate it. And I will be checking those out. We do still have 3 more seasons of baking show on. So that'll take us till next week. Even binge watching. Our binge watching is only a couple of episodes and then, she's ready to go upstairs. Meanwhile, take good care of yourselves, everyone. Thank you so much. Please Stay safe and stay sane.